Thank you, everyone. Now, I request everyone to kindly ascend from their seat for the national anthem. Thank you, everyone. Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. As sunlight expels the darkness of mind, similarly, blessings bring in our life prosperity and happiness. To make this event a blessed one and to invoke Lord Saraswati by kindling the lamp of knowledge and wisdom for seeking the choicest blessing for the same, I invite our admirable guests to light the lamp. All of you are requested to please maintain complete silence. Adjunct, please come onto the stage. He Savahini Ganadaini Ambabulamati De Ambabulamati De Sastahilarodai Me Bharade Chivanata Gatapamaya Karade Sarayana Sauta Sneha Karabharade Sarabhina Bharade He Hum Savahi Ganadaini Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Adjunct. The gathering is delighted by the presence of Dr. Sanjay Kumar Kuasa, who is currently serving as a professor and Deputy Dean, Computational Science, School of Engineering and Technology, GIET University, Gunupur. He is the man who motivates and enlightens the students and constantly puts on effort into the advancement of the university. He is profoundly loved and respected by everyone, especially the students, on whom he has got great influence. It would be a privilege to invite Sir to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you so much. Honorable dignitaries, on the dais our chief guest for the conference, Mr. Deepak Mathur, Honorable Guest of Honor, Professor Dr. L.M. Patnaik, Honorable Vice President of GIET University, Dr. Chandradhoj Panda, Honorable Director General of GIET University, Professor Jagdish Panda, Honorable Dean, School of Engineering and Technology, Professor A.B. Srinivas Rao, distinguished invited speakers, session chairs, contributors, Registrar Sir, Dean Academics, Dean of Schools, Head of the Departments, Senior Professors, colleagues, and my dear students. A very good morning to everyone, and thank you all for joining us here at the 2022 Second International Conference on Computer Science, Engineering and Applications, that is ICCSEA 2022. I also take pride in announcing that this is the first international level event being organized as part of our Silver Jubilee celebrations, which we just started 2 days back. Thank you so much for joining here. It's my honor and privilege to deliver this welcome address at this August gathering. We are honored to have Mr. Deepak Mathur, who is the Director, IEEE Region 10, that is Asia Pacific, for the year 2021-22 as our Honorable Chief Guest, and Professor L.M. Patnaik, who is the Adjunct Professor, INSA, Senior Scientist, Consciousness Studies Program, that is National Institute of Advanced Studies, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, as our guest of honor. We are honored to have as our first keynote speaker, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, who is the Director of Communication and Information Services at Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. As our second keynote speaker, we are honored to have Mr. Balvinder Singh Khurana, Senior Principal Engineer, Business Line Validation Manager, NXP Semiconductors. As our third keynote speaker, we have Mr. Manoj Nambiar, Chief Scientist, TCS Mumbai, who unfortunately could not join us physically, but he will be joining us virtually. I extend my warm welcome to all the esteemed observers from IEEE, Dr. Susmita Mitra, Professor from Machine Intelligence Unit, ISI Kolkata, Professor S. Samantrai, Chair, IEEE Subsection, Dr. Pradyut Kumar Biswal from IEEE Bhubaneswar, extremely sorry, and Mr. Harish Kumar Sahu, Visut Bulla. I also extend my warm welcome to our esteemed session chairs for the parallel technical sessions which will be conducted throughout the day today. Namely, Dr. Srijan Bhattacharya, RCC Institute of Information Technology, Kolkata, Dr. Bhavani Shankar Prasad Mishra from KIT deemed to be University, Bhubaneswar, Dr. Sereen Jafar, Zamia Hamdard, deemed to be University, New Delhi, Dr. Gaurav Gupta, Soluni University, Solan, Himachal Pradesh, Dr. Nitish Pathak, Bhagwan Parsuram Institute of Technology, New Delhi, Dr. Ranjit V. Ravi, MEA College of Engineering, Kerala, Dr. Noor Zamani Zanji, Taylor University, Malaysia, Dr. Bui Thang Han, Ton Duc Tang University, Vietnam, Dr. Umang Garg, Graphic Era Hill University, Dehradun, Dr. K. Hemant Kumar Reddy, VIT Andhra Pradesh, Dr. Samarjit Bora, Sikkim Manipal University, Gangtok, and Dr. Nilam Sharma, Mayat, New Delhi. It's my great pleasure to present the proceedings of ICCSEA 2022. So this conference, as all of us know, it's technically co-sponsored by IEEE Kolkata section and IEEE Bhubaneswar subsection, which is being organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering of GIET University with all its glory. The conference has solicited and gathered 494 technical research submissions related to all aspects of major themes and tracks. After the rigorous peer review process, 124 papers submitted were selected on the basis of originality, significance, and clarity for the purpose of the conference. Special gratitude and appreciation are due to the various authors, reviewers, and who are really primarily responsible for the content of the technical program. I also express my sincere gratitude for the efforts put by all the organizing team members, sponsors, student coordinators, and persons who directly and indirectly has contributed to the conference. At this juncture, I would like to acknowledge the technical support and financial assistance from the various institutions like IST, that is Indian Society of Technical Education, and IEI, that is the Institute of Engineers, who have generously helped us to keep down the cost of the conference for all the participants. As the General Chair of ICCA 2022, I know that the success of the conference depends ultimately on many people who have worked with us in planning and organizing the event. I express my sincere gratitude to all the organizing team members for their hard work and effort in planning, coordinating the various sessions of this event. I also express my sincere gratitude for the efforts put in by all the student coordinators who have worked very hard, extremely, towards every details of this conference. On behalf of the organizing committee of this international conference, I would like to extend my warm welcome to all my print media for the publicity of the conference. In closing, I encourage all the authors, delegates to participate actively in the interesting discussions over the day. I wish everyone a rewarding and enjoyable time at ICCA 2022. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Today, we have with us Dean, School of Engineering and Technology, GIET University, Dr. A.B. Srinivas Rao, sir. He is as sincere and dynamic as his work, a man with a keen aptitude for pursuing a career in academic and research development with a sense of deep commitment to the vision of attaining success. I consider it a great honor to welcome Dr. A.B. Srinivas Rao, sir, to address the gathering.
Honorable Vice President, sir, respected Director General, guest, Mr. Mathur, guest of honor, Dr. Ellen Patnaik, and my dear HODs, professors, deans, faculty, and my budding engineers. Very good morning to you all. Actually, there is a slogan in Sanskrit, Vijaya Tadapi Vinayam. So once you get education, you will get obedience. So that is being looked at here. That everybody is carrying of silence. Thank you. So 25th and 26th of August, we hosted Smart India Hackathon program, grand finale. In that program, in the valedictory function, our Vice President has given a mantra that is called innovation, innovation, and innovation. So this is the platform for starting your innovation. If any activity you would like to start, then this is the platform where you have to start. By looking at all the presentations of today's event till evening, very enthusiastically, you can have your own innovation formation, and that can be taken care into a practical one by end of the day or end of this month or in due course. I wish you all to enlighten yourself with the basic knowledge what you have and try to get the maximum output on this conference. And I wish you all the best. Thank you. Thank you all.
It was a great opportunity to hear these valuable words from you, sir. A man does not need brilliance or genius. All he needs is energy. Such an energetic, curious, and inquisitive man currently is serving as the Director General at GIET University. Dr. Jagdish Pandasa has marked the beginning facelift of the university. He is a man of words and beholds the capacity of understanding the opinion of others. As humble as he has led GIT to the marking of new era. I welcome sir to please take onto the microphone to convey his ideas and knowledge.
Very good morning. to all the brothers and sisters, future technocrats. So, as I am also a technocrat, so become brother and sister. Respected Patnaik sir, respected Mathur sir, respected Vice President, HOD, Computer Science, and Dean Engineering, and other galaxy of knowledge persons present here inside the institute from different parts of the country. We gathered here for the development, application, designing of the computer. So particularly, I think you all are belonging to third semester. Am I right? So this is a first conference you are meeting on technical points. So I wish that you should take it very serious. Whatever discussion here, it will be going on today. It is one day session. You will take much benefit of it. Thank you all.
It was a feast to our ears to hear such pleasing words. Thank you, sir. Knowledge is the guardian of wisdom, and figuratively, knowledge is power. Exercising this power with diligence and dynamism is a formidable task and requires a mindset that is a combination of wisdom and professionalism, which is truly reflected in Dr. Chandradhwaja Panda sir, co-founder of Gandhi Group, and has an unbiased vigor. Dr. Panda is a scholar of economics and an adorable professor, an excellent motivator, and an inspiration for thousands. Presently, the Vice President, GIET University, beholds the capacity to lead the mind from knowledge to wisdom. Now, I would like Sir to please grace the stage with his words.
Good morning. Good morning. So, as all the people present here, including the dignitaries, they have been welcomed by Professor Sanjay. Again, I feel I'll welcome you all to the second international conference on computer science, engineering, and its application. Honorable Chief Guest, Mathur Saab, Honorable Guest of Honor, Mathur Saab को हमने एक नया ये दिया, he is the Arjun of Mahabharat. And our honorable guest, you all know he is acquainted, familiar with us, Professor Patnaik, who happens to be the Bhishma Pitamaha. My beloved Director General, Dean School of Engineering Technology, the International Conference Chair, Professor Sanjay, expert
from different institutes, organizations, expert speakers, deans of different schools of this university, the controller, professors, my beloved registrar, my beloved teachers, people from electronics media and print media, my dear student friends. It's an opportunity today to hear from expert speakers, dignitaries, to know what exactly is the application of this ICT in different fields. I'll just draw the attention of the chief guest here and the honorable guest of honor regarding the Smart India Hackathon, which we had on 25th and 26th. About 250 students participated from different states. They have been given 6 problems to find out working solution to the problems faced by different organizations. It was a hectic schedule for the students to come out. But really, I appreciated the patience of the students, the mentors, the evaluators. And on the validatory function, sir, it ended at about 2 p.m. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. So, really, it is really enjoyable because I have found enthusiasm in the students. Why I've cited this example is that just now the Director General has told that students of only 3rd semester. What about other students? Just I asked the assistant dean or the convener of this, that 3rd year students, they are busy with other things, and 4th year students, they are busy in their placement, so it is only 3rd semester boys. So really proud of you. Such a huge gathering, beyond my expectation. Dear friends, as a layman, I know nothing about computer science and engineering. But somehow, I have to speak. I have come here to listen how computer science and engineering has revolutionized our lifestyle. Right? And computer has become a part and parcel of our life. Without computer, without knowledge in software, even we cannot operate mobile. Right? But I want to draw your attention to one example. How this software, this mobile, this advanced technology has changed our lifestyle. Exactly. But how we misuse it. I'll give a small example. One family is there. The father is the executive engineer. Mother is the headmistress of a high school. They have only one son. Mathur sir, for your information. So, that boy, he was reading in class 8. There was a competition, essay competition in the school for 8th class students. The essay was write about parents. Write about parents. So all the participants, they have written essay, and those answer sheets came to the headmistress for evaluation. She was evaluating the answer scripts. But while evaluating a particular answer script, tears rolled from her eyes. At that time, the father came. He saw his wife crying while holding the essay script. Then he questioned, "What made you to cry?" Then the wife told, "You see, a boy has written an essay on parents wherein he mentioned that mobile is how. Now, whenever I come from the school, I saw my father with mobile. My mother with mobile. Instead of taking care of me, they are busy with mobiles. That's why my parent is mobile. Right? So, how we have made this mobile technology as a part of life. Even we don't mind wasting our time. That's why Birbal has told the fifth idiot is mobile. Because we waste we waste our time. Okay, when you use it for productive purposes, all right. So, my dear friends, advancement of technology should result in more productivity. And I was about to discuss this with Mathur Saab, how this ICT can be fruitfully utilized for the development of agriculture. Why? Because, sir, ours is a university situated in a tribal area. And as we all know, that Indian economy is a rural economy. And the Dean Agriculture will be happy when I say that it is agriculture that will give a status to our life, that will enhance the standard of living. That's why it is with his blessings we have come up with agriculture. So give a big hand. So sir, now I want to draw your attention that as because agriculture, the primary sector and the most important sector, how this ICT can help the rural poor, the farmers, the tribes, that is a big concern. Perhaps I think ICT will help a lot, provide information to farmers by developing a link between rural and urban, by providing relations with your market, productivity, climatic condition forecasting, weather forecasting, what not. But the very important thing which is necessary for the fruitful utilization of the IC tools and technologies, very important one is illiteracy. And in my meeting with computer and electronics communication people, I have told developing the needs of the rural people, the farmers, is possible only by you people. When you make a visit and study the problems, then you can understand where the shoe pinches, where the defect lies. The most important defect, I tell you, is illiteracy. When I am literate, then you can make me understand what is computer, what is ICT, what is Internet of Things, right? So I have told that better go and see that some educated people of that area can be mad educated about computer, about software, how to operate, what are the minimum things. Perhaps you all understood that any development is through English. And people of our area do not know English. So how you communicate with them? So dear student friends, my dear teachers, if you try to explain the development of technology in their language, perhaps it will help a lot. And naturally, most of the areas are rain-fed agriculture. What is the climatic condition? What is the type of soil? How there will be irrigation? How there will be what may be the stages where to apply different fertilizers? Suppose you have used all these through ICT. and you have increased production. But again, there is a question where to sell. The price is not matching. Whatever price they get, this is actually less than the support price provided by the government. So now with the help of ICT, the farmers can understand who are the customers, what may be the price. He will be acquainted with the market. So, for that, government has taken several steps to help through different ICT devices, right? For development of e-agriculture. I want to ask you one thing. That yes, you have gone to the rural area with a computer to make them literate about computer. What do you need for that? What do you need? Not a computer is important, but your Wi-Fi, internet. Unless they are available in those rural pockets, how can you say that ICT will help developing productivity? Therefore, my request to the speakers, dignitaries, experts, is how we will reach the common man. Government has now provided in different rural areas, recreation centers, community halls, even there are churches in rural areas. So why not connect that building with Wi-Fi, internet, and spare a day? And it is easy for people who visit churches on Sunday, they can be given knowledge in computers, or there are recreation centers where you can motivate people to come and understand what may be the different ICT tools, technologies. So unless until our development of technology reaches the rural farmers will be still underdeveloped, undeveloped, or maybe developing. So either your services, you have to utilize your services in such a manner that at least you create awareness that the need of the hour is knowledge about everything. And what is everything? Everything is productivity, climatic condition, weather conditions, your application of fertilizers, different stages, different activities. So my concern is, as a student of computer science, as expert speakers, please find out ways and means to reach the common mass, and what best we can do as a university for the development of our area. That is a major concern. So I would request the chief guest, he is the head of 10 regions, Asia Pacific. So I want to draw his attention, what best can be done to achieve this. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your amazing words. It really skipped every heartbeat. It's glad to welcome we bring to you this morning, filled with desires, hopes, and dreams we all share. Presently, the adjunct professor at NASI senior scientist, Dr. L.M. Patnaik, sir, is welcomed by all of us. He is the former professor, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and the former vice chancellor, Defense Institute Advanced Technology, deemed University, Pune. Coming to his academic qualifications, he has DSc in Engineering Faculty and his PhD in Engineering Faculty from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, with his thesis on investigation on computer systems. Thank you, sir.
Whenever I talk to students, get an applause, it is a sign to log out and stop. Usually in functions, students clap when they want to indicate that you are boring, you better stop. I guess this is not the indication. Sorry, W, there is no need to introduce an old fellow like me. I think in this audience, I can boast that I am the senior most citizen, probably the only one born before independence, and I am unfit to speak on a topic like ICT, which really needs young people like you and some of them who are sitting in the audience who should be talking about advances in computers, ICT, and stuff like that. All of us know if an old fellow like me sends my CV, a resume, to an IT company, where it will find its place. It will certainly go to the waste bin. But that's the reason I said I'm not fit enough to talk on this occasion. But normally what happens in Indian context, we tend to give respect to age, status, position. Once you have retired from a position like a vice chancellor, people want to have guests of honor, some guests to essentially decorate. You are in the hit list. They try to find out whether you can have someone. We had a wonderful speech by my predecessors. I'm in a very enviable position, sandwiched by the excellent speech given by your Vice President. He gave a very detailed speech. Prior to that, your Director General did talk and the Dean also talked. And following me, we have the most sought after talk for which all of us were waiting from Sri Mathurji, that is Region 10 Director, whom I know for several years because he has grown from grassroots level with IEEE, his contribution, done wonderful work, okay, come to this very senior most position. So we have a distinguished set of people sitting here. I see our honorable chief guest, Mr. Deepak Mathur, then our Vice President, Professor Dr. Chandradhaj Panda, Director General, Professor Jagdish Panda, Dean, Dr. Srinivas Rao, General Chair of the conference, Dr. Kuar, and Conference Chair, Dr. Braj Mishra. Then we have Registrar Sir, Professor Rao, other deans like Professor Jagdish, Professor Panda. Professor Panda took me round today morning to the agriculture farm, about which the Vice President was talking about. We have invited speakers, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, Mr. Balwinder Singh, and constantly I keep troubling Professor Satyadas, whenever I decide to come to Gunupur, I am in constant touch with him or Registrar Sir for my arrangements. Yesterday, he was kind enough to make all arrangements. And I have a very good friend here, Ravi, who always drives me through the place. I had a wonderful journey. Thanks to all of you, the HODs, other deans, student friends, delegates to the conference. We had a wonderful speech about all the areas what are of concern to us. In fact, if you look at computer applications and related things, if you closely examine, look at the logo of IEEE and the symbol, IEEE below that has some nice words written, advancing technology for humanity. That means a lot. And it is really apt that IEEE is involved in this conference. That's what was mentioned, that is, you do great science, you talk about AI, you talk about machine learning, you talk about cyber security, you talk about blockchain technology, whatnot. We can go on and on. You will have several papers in the conference. I'm not getting into all that stuff because we have strict real-time time constraints. What's of concern importance is how it is useful to society, to mankind. One of the applications which was mentioned at length is agriculture technology. I was planning to talk about that. That's also highly relevant. In fact, if you look at the pandemic or the COVID period, the pandemic period, there are two disciplines and two areas in which we had to face very tough challenge. One, I would say education. Second is healthcare. ICT, computing, communication, electronics stood the challenge, faced the challenge, did wonderful things. And you will see the whole of computer science, engineering, electronics, communication will be geared, directed towards healthcare in future. It is no wonder most of the elite institutions in this country are going to set up medical institutions in their campus. Indian Institute of Science, where I have been working since 1969 as a traditional institution, as you know, it has now just taken a decision to have a medical school in its campus. There will be a research type of medical school, not MBBS. It is mostly focused towards research. Post-COVID, they realized that it is important. IIT Madras is going to have it. The other day I was talking to its director, and IIT Delhi is going to have it. Kharagpur already has a hospital. IIT Guwahati is going to have it. Most of the top-class institutions in this country are going to have hospitals in their campuses. Essentially, to look at this interdisciplinary work, because during COVID we saw it is doctors alone who didn't help us. Doctors, engineers, AI specialists, mechanical engineers, then computer scientists, all worked together and did wonderful jobs using robots for something and designed some respirators and certain of the gadgets where suddenly you found that we don't have enough of these machines, ventilators in this country. NIT engineers, IIT professors came together to build these things. Okay. We boast about vaccine. We said we did wonderful thing. In 1 year, we got something. How did this magic happen? There is extreme amount of work, computation work going on with supercomputers, with AI and machine learning algorithms. Look at the pattern of the virus. Look at the DNA structure. Look at the molecular structure, how virus has been behaving over the years. Doing this extensive search, thanks to this technology and computers, it happened. Otherwise, what would have been a decade-long work, or more than that, involving billions of dollars, it was just done in hardly 1 year. Okay, yeah, as you can see. It is computing, computer science, computational science, which came into our rescue. Because you looked at all the patterns, did lot of genome sequencing, lot of research using supercomputers, looked at the previous patterns of the viruses, how they have been evolving, what we have been using, and you came with this answer. Otherwise, it would have just not been possible. Extensive amount of AI and machine learning algorithms have been used. So healthcare is one area which has been benefited by this. People have used robots for handling some of the dangerous items, either medicines or the leftover things, masks, whatever you call. Robots were used extensively, and doctors were used even for training on the spot. And in some places, AI machine learning packages were used to assist the doctors to guide. So all these things happen suddenly. The second area, which all of us know, is one of education. We were all doing distance education. You talk about online education, but it was something different. You used to take offline mode, use PPTs and teach. But suddenly you were forced to do this in online mode. Technology came handy. Zoom started to claiming that it is a university. Suddenly, it is all Zoom University. Okay? Yeah, we will do it. Zoom, all those things suddenly came from nowhere. And they came to our rescue. So, COVID and post-COVID, we witnessed a lot of exciting things. That's why we say the COVID-19 pandemic shrank our whole world, reducing it to nothing beyond the walls of our homes. We were all confined to our homes. We were working for our offices from homes. Okay? But as we sheltered in our place, the world kept spinning outside. Everything was happening. Nothing stopped. For example, we sat in meetings, talking to people, somewhere in Auckland, somewhere in California, everything was happening. Okay? Some of the young people sitting on the other side went on dates, and you celebrated holidays and met friends for dinner. And what happened? All these things, the difference was we did it behind a screen. It's all thanks to computer science, electronics, communication, IT, technology, using fair amount of machine learning and AI packages also for these things. So when you talk about applications to society, and this is a thing which is going to continue, you will see. If you look at the NEP, the so-called National Education Policy or New Education Policy, we talk about, they say distance learning or online learning will be an important component hereafter. Every institution will have using AR, VR, whatnot, AI, ML packages. You will have to be doing this thing. This flipped mode, hybrid mode, all that thing will continue now in future. We never know what is in store for us. God forbid, we should not have one more round of another pandemic, either worse than this. So we should be mentally prepared for this. The pandemic forced, school closures in more than 170 countries. We have witnessed its impact, affecting nearly 1.6 billion children. They were out of schools. Demand for online tutoring suddenly increased. We have seen in India, Baiju was very popular. Okay? You see one Khan coming for advertisement for Baiju, but it is not just for fun. Okay? Baiju was extremely popular during this period. The subscriptions were hiked like anything. Demand for online tutoring in a country like Hong Kong-based tutoring, they have something called SnapAsk. It surged. This SnapAsk has more than 3.5 million users in 9 Asian countries, double the number it had before the pandemic. If you look at Baiju, it is a learning app, as you know, and the second most valuable startup. Okay, it's doing quite well in India, and it saw its figures soar by third, nearly to 70 million when it's offered its apps after the COVID period. When China's leading online learning platform, they have one called Yuan Furio, they had the similar thing in 2020. The number of subscriptions increased. Interestingly, in some of the Asian countries like China, South Korea, Singapore, 8 in 10 students, primary school students, receive out-of-school tutoring. Okay, they all use this type of packages. And there is someone called you, he built a company called On-Demand Help, where the students go, they pose a question, they have an app, and it helps from one of 350,000 tutors who come online, look at the question, give the solutions. So all the advancements happened using computing science. It was demand-driven, need-based for education. If you talk about healthcare, as I said, during the post-pandemic COVID, there has been a surge in demand for telemedicine. We have been talking about telemedicine earlier, primarily for research purposes, publication of papers, demonstration, and all that stuff. But if you look at this scenario, in Indian condition, there is someone called Ayush Misra. He is a co-founder of Tatvan, meaning that is to protect the 5 senses. In Sanskrit, he started something in India. And large number of people were using. There is a big screen, there is a computer in villages. People go there, pose their questions to doctor, either within the village or town or somewhere remotely, and it was extensively used during COVID. So there are many of these type of attempts of telemedicine where things became extremely popular during this period. And what they did afterwards, they had some pyramids, okay, carrying backpacks loaded with some of this equipment. They were traveling from village to village doing this thing. And I'm extremely happy to note that the GIET University has taken a right step in this direction to start a nursing program, which is something very important. The other day I was talking to the vice president, who was telling that they are getting to pyramid. Please understand, in this country, we will have more people. The longevity is going to increase. The problems with the aged people are very different. Okay, when you talk about Parkinson's, Huntington's, some of these diseases, okay, mental disorders, you need nursing assistants, nurses to help them, to take care of them. In a country like Japan, robots are doing that because they don't have people. So now you go to big cities, metros, Bangalore, Hyderabad, there are nurses who are on demand, who come home, take care of elderly people. So it is good that we are starting a nursing school here and pyramids. And this will not only give employment to this region, but I think it will address the problems of healthcare industry in this country. We need more of them. In fact, in a remote place like this, you cannot be running a hospital because it has its own attendant problems. You cannot keep an expert here, someone who is a cardiologist or someone who is a specialist in oncology or this one. It is very difficult because there is locational problem. But as I said, you can have telemedicine, the remote access to the facilities, consultation, and all that thing. These pyramids can be extremely useful. And that is where you are slowly getting into an interdisciplinary mode. Look at the NEP document. NEP document says interdisciplinary. University is not unitary university. All these engineering universities, agricultural university will vanish in future. You should have everything in a university. In fact, this is what several committees have been talking about. There was a famous Yashpal committee. You might have heard about Professor Yashpal, who was UGC chairman for rejuvenation of higher education. I was a member of that committee. You can look at the report on the website. We clearly said university means it should have everything, not only engineering, only law, only medicine. No. So you have a right situation here, I see. You are having engineering, technology, management, agriculture. Then we are talking about pyramid, healthcare, and all that stuff. So that there is collaboration. The Vice President was talking about using IoT, drones and all that stuff, electronics, a sort of marriage between computer science and agricultural technology. Similar things should happen in medicine. Today, you walk into any of the sophisticated hospital like Apollo or any of them, 90% of the equipments are electronics, are instrumentation, hardware, engineering. They are driven, okay, with all scanners, scanning, nano devices, and all that thing. So it is engineers who can contribute extensively all this AI, ML algorithms you talk about. What good it is until it solves the problems of the humanities or addresses our healthcare problems. No sense in looking at these algorithms. In fact, if you look at some of these AI, ML algorithms, they are energy hungry. Some of them take tremendous amount of power. Recently, this OpenAI has come up with some algorithm. It takes huge amount of energy. Okay, the carbon emission, if you calculate the kilowatt hour to that, is extensive. That's where people are now talking about what is called, these are red machine learning algorithms. We should design green machine learning algorithms, which consume least amount of energy. There is a simple formula converting the kilowatt hour of energy and the carbon emission, what you get. We can boast about blockchain technology. All of us know how much of computing it needs in all these distributed ledgers and all that thing. The amount of computing it needs is tremendous. They have calculated in terms of a small country like Scandinavia and all, its electrical requirement or Finland. It's as good as that. Okay. So these give rise to these attendant problems. We have to address these things as well. So when you talk about healthcare, as I said, the pandemic will end, but our habits and preferences of using both telehealth and remote education will continue. So the 2 or 3 important areas, as you said, education, healthcare, and agriculture, which are very important, which is relevant to this region, certainly should be addressed. And more of our lives will continue to be lived online, and we will be more driven towards home. Another important things which we should keep in mind, which UN Charter also has said recently, sustainability. Okay, there is a new research coming up now called computational sustainability. What do computer scientists have to do to address this issue of sustainability? Okay, that is our responsibility to ensure that our great-grandchildren live with the same amount of happiness or maybe more than what we have. That is our responsibility. Okay, as Mahatma Gandhi said, the earth has given enough for our needs, not enough for our greed. Okay, we are greedy. We want more and more. Okay, so that has given rise to all these problems. And there was talk about IoT use in agriculture and medicine. I was talking to the Dean, Professor Panda. We are going to have a small talk somewhere here. And IEEE is doing some work in this. I'm just coming towards and probably Professor Kuar and Vice President, maybe you are anxious that I'm overstepping my time. I'll finish in a couple of minutes, okay? So IEEE has something addressed to the medicine and biology. They have a section, engineering, medicine and biology. So the research should be more focused towards this area, if you look at that. So the intent of my talk is not to talk about what is happening in store and advances in computer science, because that will take several hours. You can keep talking about blockchain, quantum computing, talk about analog computation, what analog VLSI will do, optical computing, photonics, roles, blah, blah. There are a lot of things exciting happening in computing. But we should not shut our eyes and ears to the needs of the society. That relevant work needs to be done. In agriculture, there were many areas other than IoT. Now you can talk about drones. Drones can be used in agricultural work, which computer scientists can have, taking the images, look at the health condition, but the disease of plants, okay, crops. There is computer science, image processing, electronics, all that stuff. And I am told the GIET is trying to talk about this aircraft technology, aircraft maintenance and all. Areas like this will be quite interesting. So with this, I would like to conclude. Okay, wish you a great time during this day. Have a wonderful session, good interaction. I'm sure you will enjoy. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Dear friends, actually I forgot to tell you who that boy was. That boy was none other than the son of that family, parents, the executive engineer and the headmistress, their son. So that's why the tear came from both the husband and the wife. Understood? Thank you.
It's really true that words can really make a difference. And these words from Sir will definitely bring changes in our lives. Thank you, sir. It is our privilege to have been joined by our chief guest of the day, Dr. Deepak Mathur, sir. He is the Director of IEEE Region 10, Asia Pacific, Director 2021 to 2022, the world's largest technical professional organization dedicated to advancing technology for the benefit of humanity. Being a former Chief General Manager of ONGC, he has more than 35 years of professional experience in the fields of electronics, telecommunication, IT infrastructure, and has held various engineering and managerial positions. He has also various IT projects under his guidance, has a Bachelor of Engineering degree in Electronics and Communications from IIT Roorkee. He has also completed Advanced Management Program from IIM Calcutta. He is also a member of IEEE HKN, which is the International Honor Society of IEEE. It would be an honor to hear from you, sir.
So first of all, thank you, Pranati, and thank you, Anik. You all are doing wonderful job. It is very tedious job to be the master of ceremony. And thank you very much. And thank you very much for my generous introduction. Okay. Professor Patnaik, Dr. Chandra Panda, Dr. Jagdish Panda, Srinivas Rao, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, the General Chair of this conference, and Dr. Baju Kishore, the Conference Chair. So thank you very much, GIET, for inviting me. And thank you very much, Professor Baju, for your perseverance. And just behind me that I have to come here in person. In fact, I had been to this GIET virtually before, but I really feel now very good that I came to this university. And when I landed at Vizag and when I started from the Vizag to this university, the wonderful scenic journey was. And when I came to this university campus, wow, what a wonderful campus this is. And I would like to congratulate you all as students. You are very fortunate that you are in this campus and getting education in this campus. So The another thing, any institute, any engineering college, any university is known by their students. And yesterday evening, I came across two alumni of this great institute. I will say great institute. When I talked to them, they were so accomplished, so knowledgeable, so down to earth, with vision. And they told me that their batchmates are all over the world doing wonderful job. So, and I would like to thank my time with Dr. Bhavani and Dr. Srijan yesterday night. And you very nicely introduced GIET. And I would like to tell all the students that your alumni are doing exceptionally good in the field of technology, and you have to find their footsteps and try to meet them, try to get mentor out of your alumni. So that should be one of the job you should do during this conference. So, and I would like to congratulate each one of you, especially the organizing committee, for organizing this international conference. And the subject is very thoughtful. And this is a thoughtful initiative, bringing IEEE to this campus and bringing so many good speakers and on such a wonderful topic. And we had a good insight on this from Dr. Chandrapanda and Professor Patnaik. They all touched the very important topic of healthcare, agriculture, and especially sustainability. So these are very important. I'm sure these topics will be addressed in this particular conference. I see two types of the audience here. Our dynamic, bright students. When I say dynamic, bright, I see the applaud which you give is really very dynamic. So, and the other is the faculty, professors sitting here. So first I would like to address students. So I don't know how many of you, my dear students, you know about IEEE. If briefly told by Professor Patnaik that IEEE is world's largest technical professional society. The tagline is the advancing technology for the benefit of humanity. We have 400,000 members all across the world. The presence of IEEE is in more than 160 countries. We have got 39 technical societies, 7 technical councils. We have got so many, several society chapters and student branches, and GIET student branch is one of the student branch of the IEEE. And you should, the members of GIET IEEE student branch, you should feel proud that you are the part of that kind of the organization. The organization was founded by innovators like Thomas Alva Edison, Graham Alexander Bell. And if I go to a bit of the history, it was in 1884 in the form of American Institute of Electrical Engineers. And then in 1912, it was again a different organization was formed, that Institute of Radio Engineers, and that was by the innovators like Marconi. But in 1963, we thought that there is no need to have these two different organizations because the technology is converging. And 1963, the IEEE was formed, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. But I would like to tell you that today, IEEE is not known as the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers because it is not serving only these two engineering disciplines. We have embraced variety of disciplines like computer science, software professionals are our members, medical doctors are our members, even cyber law experts are our members. So IEEE today is known as only IEEE. So this is this way we have grown in IEEE. Yeah. So when we talk about IEEE, then most of the members of IEEE join IEEE for keeping themselves aware of what is happening in the field of technology, advancement in the field of technology. But IEEE is having a different fronts also, different aspects also. Apart from just getting the knowledge, IEEE provides you unparalleled networking opportunity. When I say unparalleled networking opportunity, is that today you just see this event is happening, and you see a lot of speakers are here. Professor Patnaik is here, and you students should get chance, or you students should get encash this opportunity, meet Professor Patnaik, hear from him, get career guidance, and similarly there are other speakers and learned professionals are available today. So I'll tell you that take this opportunity to your advantage. So IEEE provides you unparalleled networking opportunity, and it provides you leadership opportunity. If you volunteer with IEEE, you get lots of leadership role. And I'm sure GIT student branch must be having student chairperson, secretary, treasurer, and other office bearers of that student branch. And these kind of the leadership opportunity you get at your student level. The moment you grow with the IEEE, you get more responsibility, and you have you can become the president of IEEE. So you have lots of leadership opportunity in IEEE, and I would like to request you that you join IEEE to get the advantage from IEEE. But just becoming a member, I don't think it is going to serve a purpose to you. You have to go to the IEEE.org, see that whatever resources available in IEEE, which can be beneficial for your career growth, your professional development, your technical advancement. And I will give an example to students. Many students ask me that how I can take benefit from IEEE in our studies or in our professional career. So your office bearers like your chairperson, your secretary, and you members sit together and plan a plan for full year, that what you really want from the IEEE, which will help you in your future. For example, you want to pursue your career in VLSI design, and VLSI design is not in your curriculum, so you don't get opportunity to introduce to such subject in your classroom. So you can plan half-day seminar, you can plan some event, and you can invite speakers. IEEE will provide you very good resources for your development. It is not only limited to your technical development, your professional development. If you want that you lack in some leadership abilities, you want that you should have some leadership courses. I'll not say the courses. You want to have some leadership seminar, workshop. You want to invite some expert in leadership. You can invite through IEEE. So it is up to you how you are going to take IEEE to your advantage, and you must take it. So you plan the activity for around a year and work accordingly. Now I would like to talk to my fellow IEEE members, fellow IEEE colleagues, and once again I would like to congratulate that your participation in this particular conference, and that is really very well thought. And after pandemic, you are having in hybrid mode. So and we were missing meeting in person. So this is a very good initiative. In fact, so this conference is aiming on researchers and practitioners. But I would like to say that there is an immense need of bringing academia and industry partnership. And somehow we have never been successful in that. Why I want to say that? Because we invite industry professionals, industry experts to our conference, our events, and they give talk, and most of us are limited to that only. But that is not the way we are looking at industry academia partnership. I also do not know how to define that, but yes, there is a great need of industry academia partnership. Industry should come to the academic institutions. Academic institutions should get the projects from the industry, and that is the way we should work. I don't know how important it will be to say that, and I don't know how to say that. we are mostly publication driven. Probably we have to also be industry driven. So if we focus on that, and if our professors and academicians, they will focus on that, then we can create a win-win situation for industry and academia. And these kind of the conferences, the IEEE platform is the best place to discuss and brainstorm. And when we say discuss and brainstorm, many times we do that, but we never come out with any action plan. And we never come out with any strategy. So when we discuss this, and when we come out with some action plan and strategies, then first step is very important. So I will advise you that use this particular platform, use this particular conference for brainstorming on such issues. The another thing is that I just told you that we need a kind of change in our mindset from publication driven to the industry driven. And we also need a paradigm shift in our thought process and our mindset of job seeker to job creator. Many of us are doing that, but it has to be done at more in a more serious way. Our students should know that they can also be the job providers. It is not that they will always be job seeker. There are projects they are doing. We are getting a lot of entrepreneurs. It is the scenario is better than what was the yesterday, but we need more rigorous planning. We need more focus on this concept. The another thing which I would like to talk to you is that about the projects. We do a lot of projects. Our students do a lot of projects. Our projects are either in the form of reports or in the form of prototypes and is in our laboratories. How to make product out of our project? Many are doing that. I don't say that this is a new thing, but we have to be more aggressive on this. And we have to, as I told you just before, it is not only we should come and talk during some discussion, but yes, we have to come out with the action plan at institute level. So when we will address this thing, then probably we'll be adding more value to our education and we'll be creating opportunities. One more thing which I would like to bring to your kind attention from the IEEE perspective, IEEE provides you lots of opportunities. Just go and explore that. But IEEE provides you opportunity to create opportunity, encash that. And I'm not going to take much time, Dr. Panda. And I would like to remind you one thing, especially to my dear students, that technology is changing very fast. Things are getting obsolete. Even businesses are getting obsolete. And probably after graduation, the job you will join, you will not be retiring from the same kind of a job. So you have to be quite alert. You have to be quite informed. And IEEE will provide you such platform. And it reminds me a quote from Alvin Toffler. He wrote in his book, Future Shock, the illiterate of 21st centuries will not be those who cannot read and write. The illiterate of 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, will be those who cannot learn, unlearn and relearn. Thank you very much.
We all have the deepest gratitude to hear such wonderful words from Sir. Thank you, Sir. Today's day seems to be a catchy and incredible day for all. So, I would like to thank everyone present over here for their valuable time. Now, I would like to call upon the dignitaries to mark the beginning of the conference proceedings. Thank you, everyone. It's time to release our newly inscribed conference t-shirts for ICCSEA 2022. Hereby, I call for our respected dignitaries on the dais to exhibit the t-shirts. Again, thank you, everyone. Now, I request the student coordinators to present the conference kit. Hi, volunteers. Thank you, sir. Certain wonderful and elegant things in the world cannot be even seen or touched. One among them is thank you, which must be felt with heart. Let us now invite Conference Chairperson and Associate Dean, International Affairs, Dr. Brajokishore Mishra sir, to deliver the vote of thanks for this prestigious event.
Namaskar. Namaskar. Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Respected chief guest of honor, keynote speakers, session chairs, IEEE observers, the conference general chair, and our GIET University authorities, faculty members, and my dear loving students. I, Brajokishore Mishra, faculty of Computer Science and Engineering Department of GIET University, feel honored to get the opportunity to propose the vote of thanks on this special day. With the Almighty blessings and support received from all of you, we have hosted this IEEE conference with grand success. I would like to convey my deep gratitude from bottom of my heart to our beloved President sir, Vice President sir, Director General sir, Vice Chancellor sir, Registrar sir, and deans, controllers, and heads, all members who have extended their support to make it success. On behalf of GIET University, I give a really heartfelt vote of thanks to our today's chief guest, Mr. Deepak Mathur, IISc Region 10 Director, who spent his valuable time and here motivated us for great success. Sir, as you suggested in your speech that about the best of the best opportunity for the growth, definitely our students, on behalf of them, I am assuring you to, our students will follow your instructions. I would like to express my sincere thanks to you, sir. Yes, definitely. Thank you, sir. I would like to express my sincere thanks to our guest of honor, Professor Lalit Mohan Patnaik, sir, the former professor, IISc Bangalore, for always for his encouraging speech and secondly, as you pointed out about how the Department of CSE or how it was so definitely our students will work on it for the UN's design sustainable development goals and definitely they dream. Now I extend my sincere thanks to our today's upcoming keynote speaker, Professor Sanjeev Kumar, who is coming from, who is the director of the GIET, and Mr. Balaram Singh, the semiconductor device New Delhi, who sessions with you all in physical, and also thanks, a big thanks to Professor Mr. Ram, and who is the chief scientist of TCS at Mumbai. Now I would like to convey thanks to our session chairs who are going to join with us in offline as well as online, and very much thankful to our alumni, Professor B.S. Mishra and Professor Srijan, who all their busy schedules. As you know that Professor B.S. Mishra is busy as the Dean, School of Computer Science and Engineering, and the admission is going on still. Out of his busy schedule, also he agreed and he come to us and he is ready to take one session with you all. And similar to that, Professor Srijan also is heading the Department of Eloquence and Applied. Still, he is going to take a session with us. So that's why we are very much thankful to you, both of you, sir. Now, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our nominated IEEE nominated observers from the IEEE Kolkata section and IEEE Bhubaneswar subsection, Professor Subhadip Basu from Jadavpur University, Professor Pradyupt Vishwal from IIIT Bhubaneswar, Professor Harish Sahu from BSCCT Burla, who are constantly monitoring the each and every activity from the submission of papers to scrutinizing of papers, reviewing papers, and in each and every aspect, I found the best of the best support and monitoring. So we are very much thankful to them, and especially big thanks to IEEE Kolkata section and IEEE Bhubaneswar subsection executive members for their constant guidance. For as we are here in a conference, so without, if I will not discuss about the reviewers or TPC members, if I will not discuss about the reviewers, because without their support, because by the support of the reviewers only we have completed the review process in time, and we were able to send the acceptance and rejection notifications to the authors, because as our conference general chair mentioned about that, we have received 493 papers without second extension. In a first date only, we have received the 493 papers and from 26 countries, and out of which we were able to, with the support of our observers and the TPC members and our internal steering committee, we were able to finalize the 124 papers. So it was a tough job for us, and so all credit go to our reviewers for their timely support. And lastly, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the contributors, authors. For them only we are here to host this conversation. Extend my heartfelt thanks to the authors who contributed the research work. Although we were not able to accommodate all the authors because we have to fulfill the mandate of IEEE, that is, we may accept the papers up to 25% to 30%. So that's why for that restriction, we were not able to accommodate papers. Still, we accommodated 24.76 or something like that. We have accepted the papers, and now we are going to host us taking a session one by one. And as our conference reached to across the globe only due to the best support of the peoples who are working day and night in social media as well as print media, and as our conference is going to reach to the subordinate by through our press media. So we are very much thankful to you all. And lastly, I would like to thank, because the two technocrats who hosted the event successfully, the Pinaki and Aniket, really big salute to them, both of you. And if I will not mention something about my team, it will be no use. And our ICCSEA-2022 organizing team, led by our General Chair, Professor Sanjay Kumar and Raghavendra, Sandha sir, Ranjit Panigre sir, Murli Gopal sir, Bantanam, all are. If I will list out the names, I may take another half an hour. So I don't want to, but it's many thanks to you all for your best day and night support. Although we are busy in academic schedules, still you spend a lot of time to make it success. Thank you all. Namaste to all.
Thank you everyone for your patience hearing. Next, we will have a 10 minutes break, after which we will continue our keynote sessions.